What's up, everybody? Today is the 1st of December, and I want to thank you for taking some time to check out my channel. I am off to one of my best starts of ever for me for starting off with canine trapping. I'm up to hit 10 coyotes. I got 9 gray fox, a couple red fox. So my canine trapping for me, I mean, that's a good year for me. Even if I don't catch any more coyotes, I mean, that's one of my better years of coyote catching, and I still got some time to go. So coming up in this episode, I mean, as always, we'll go out in the line. We'll see a few catches and probably some remakes. And I went through like probably a 4-day, I think it was a 4-day stretch where I didn't catch anything. And I blame, I'm not whining, just the way things are. Just blame half of it. We had a really cold snap, and I think all my stuff was frozen. And I wasn't prepped for it. So that's my own fault. I didn't have my traps ready for that cold snap. But it warmed up a little bit, and I made a couple more catches today on December the 1st. So let's go out in the line, we'll check some traps, and then we'll come back here and wrap things up and look at some fur. Well, I do believe I have coyote number 9, and this is coyote number 4 out of this field, I believe. This is the second catch in this set. It was just a urine post set with a little bit of red fox urine and a little bit of red gland urine. I have 6 traps in this field now. I have made catches. My 3 original sets were right there where that coyote is. He's on a drag. Doesn't look like too bad of fur. I have 2 sets there, and then I have 2 sets now out by that tree. I caught 1 coyote way out by that tree, and I put a second set there, and just not yesterday, but the day before, I came to remake sets after a hard rain, and this is a big mud pile. But both of those sets were off. I had coyotes in both of them, I believe. The one was definitely, the first time ever I had an MB 550 that wouldn't function after a miss or a catch. The dog was all bent. It was a big coyote, I think, that I had there. But this coyote here fell to the urine post set. A gray fox I already caught here too. Decent looking fur. And he is stuck deep in that 550. Somebody had asked me, like, what type of sets I use this type of year. And all year with my foothold, I pretty much just do 3 sets. I do like some type of like a scent post or a urine post set, with either a stick or a rock or whatever's available or whatever's there naturally. I do a dirt hole and like a little flat set with a couple holes poked in the ground. I don't make tons and tons of, I just saw something creeping through the bush up there on that, right on that fence row there. And I don't think it was a deer. But anyways, I don't do a ton of fancy sets. My big thing is trying to get location. This is obviously one of my best locations. I have a couple places I've been trying for a couple years and they're just not paying off. And I just gotta give up. Nah, not give up, but maybe just try to change my location a little bit. All right, gonna get this guy taken care of. He'll probably be going to the shed and move on down the line. I got a few more traps to check. All right, here's my remake after the coyote catch. 2 things I'm really starting to like about the drags is, 1, the trap area where you have your trap bedded and stuff is pretty much undisturbed. I was able to rebed my trap easily, get it stuck in there, and I got it in some dry peat moss. We have some really cold weather coming up. And the trap, after 2 catches, it still has, it's almost like it just came out of the waxing pot, really. I mean, most of the wax is on there, because the coyote and the fox I caught so far, they spend their time chewing on those sticks and stuff rather than chewing on the trap. The one I had out here on a stake, that coyote, it had almost all the wax. Everything was pretty much shining when I put that trap back on the ground, and it was bent up a little bit. So the drags are really cool if you can use them. Yeah, I'm going to try to use them more and more in the future. I've gotten questions about dispatching. I dispatch canines in 1 of 2 ways. I try to use my catch pole if possible that chokes them out, and that's really quick. But this one had quite a few feet of chain left, so I used my pellet gun. And I'm still impressed with how well this works if you place one of these pellets correctly. These are just cheap pellets from Crossman off of Amazon, 7.4 grains. This is the basic pellet, and this is probably the most basic pellet gun you can get. I think I paid either $75 or $80 on clearance. It was like a Black Friday special. Oh, hey, it's Black Friday today. On a Black Friday special, I got this thing, I believe. And it works. I was sort of suspect at first, but one pellet and that guy was down in probably 10 seconds. All right, I got my second catch of the day. I got a really dirty raccoon. This DP was actually knocked over yesterday. I thought it was set off and I didn't have time to reset it. So I just left it here. It must have just been knocked over by something. And then I caught a raccoon in it today. This DP is still got some bait in it. I'm gonna knock out that old wet dog food, put some fresh dog food in that DP. But I'm gonna get this guy taken care of and reset this one. And I got just a couple more traps to check. All right, coyote from this morning, younger male, pretty decent fur on it for around here. I'm gonna get him skinned out and put on a board. All right, checking traps this morning. And shine my light up here. This set's about, a couple hundred yards off. Well, no, not a couple hundred yards. Good 100 yards anyways, 150 yards off the road. And saw a set of eyes up here. I'm checking early this morning. It is the second day of rifle season. And I don't want to disturb people's hunts at all. Yep, the same set as the, oh no, it's in the second set. So each of these sets have produced coyotes. I caught one up here earlier. This one had been messed with a couple of times. I had something in this trap one other time, but another smaller coyote nonetheless. I'm gonna turn the beam of this flashlight a little wider. Oh, this one does pretty cool. This flashlight, this is that one headlamp I got from Brynite. It works really well doing remakes and stuff. That's a Sleepy Creek 1 3/4. Held that coyote pretty well. This one doesn't have very good fur on it. Let me get this guy taken care of and get out of here. Awesome, 10 coyotes. I just took care of the coyote, and 2 check locations later, got a gray fox. This is stinking awesome. This is absolutely one of the best years I've had yet. Have another set right here. That hasn't been touched yet. And I'm starting to get myself convinced that the sets along the very edge of the field, they just don't seem to produce as much for me. This one is only about 10 feet, but some of the ones I have about 15, 20 feet away seem to produce better. I'm gonna get this guy taken care of and try to get the rest of my traps checked before the sun comes up. All right, here's the coyote and the gray fox from this morning. I just wanted to show them to you after they got on the boards. This one still has a little strip of blue coming down the middle, but the rest of it's turned pretty nice and white. You can see where the fur was really nice and thick on the hip, and it came in a little bit here. I mean, it could be a little stronger furred up, I know that. But the gray fox is still pretty blue, but the fur is really nice on it. Got some pretty decent fur. This one might be going to a buddy. I'm not sure yet. We'll see if I get another one that's a little bit better than that. But this has definitely been my best year so far to start with on canines. Well, I've had a dry spell of 4 days with no catches. And I believe some of that was due to most of my traps were frozen in. We had a cold snap and most of my traps were frozen. But this is the first catch in 4 days, and this is my first raccoon in this area. I usually catch several raccoons around here every year. This is a big guy for around here, really. Definitely a big raccoon. I'll be getting this guy taken care of here. That dog proof over there, I think most of the food has gone out of it, so I'll add some more dog food or something to that. Get this guy taken care of, reset this trap. Finally made a catch. It's been a minute. Well, my dispatching didn't go as planned. I was trying to get my catch pull around him, and he pulled out, ran up through this brush, and there's a big, like 8-inch pipe or something going under here, and he's up in that pipe right now. So the raccoon won, Jim 0. Well, I just had my raccoon debacle, but I went back and I set a couple traps at the pipe that it ran into, so I'm hoping to have that guy tomorrow. Got gray fox here, pretty much just add a little bit of lure on top of that rock right there. Had those 2 rocks. I bedded that in waxed dirt a couple days ago. I caught another gray fox over here, and What else did I catch in this field? Oh, I caught one possum in this field too. So this is where I caught my bobcat actually last year. If you watch all my videos, this is where I caught my bobcat, and I caught a gray fox in this set last year as well. I'll be coming back here and hanging flagging up here on a lot of these sets to try to attract bobcats once that season comes in. I'm gonna do a video on that flagging stuff too that my buddy Hearn showed me. So I'm gonna get this guy taken care of and go check a couple more traps. Okay, so here's the gray from this morning. The raccoon's not here, he escaped, but I got some traps waiting for that guy at the pipe that he crawled into. But the leather on here is finally, they're turning nice and white. There's a little bit of blue on the belly, but I was trying to skin the backside of the ears out here and I accidentally poked a hole in this one. I'm trying to get this ready for a friend to send him either this one probably or this one, I'm not sure. This one, this female has whiter leather, but this male right here, it might have actually nicer fur. It was still a little bit blue, but we'll see which one looks better. Yeah, put a hole in there. I'm just trying to leave the cartilage on the inside of the ear. I'm not sure how he'll want it. But yeah, I got a few coyotes hanging here, some decent, some not so decent. Got some more gray foxes, and I'm still working on tanning some more, another gray fox and a red fox too. All right, I hope you all enjoyed that episode. I really appreciate you coming along my trap line. Hope you all have a blessed day. Stay safe, everybody.